The Crackpot Coffee Shop is in existence because of a dream that I had as a young child to one day have a coffee shop. But I also later in life had the desire to foster or adopt with my husband children that are in the foster care system. Through the process of going through just understanding more about the foster care system and the great need for kids that are aging out of foster care, the mission behind the coffee shop was discovered. I have always been someone who just loves people. I've always been someone, even since a young age, that wants to serve people. And I would say that my heart breaks sometimes for kids that are in the foster care system because they are just, a lot of times they don't have a voice. They're just told where to go. They're told when to go.
The heart behind this is to come alongside of youth and giving them a platform to kind of launch from. What we do is a 12-month program where the youth, when they first come in, they are immediately learning job skills, soft skills. They're working alongside of us to learn customer service.
Budgeting skills, transportation. So like one of the things I realized early on in this journey is that kids that are in the foster care system, when they turn 16, want to get their permits. A lot of them want to drive. But what happens is once they get their permit and they go through the steps to get their permit, no one wants to have them use their car to practice their driving skills. So therefore, their permits either expire because there's no car for those kids to use when they go take their driving tests or practice in, or they never get to take their driving test with success or with confidence because they don't have the confidence from practicing on mom and dad's car while they have their permit. So we have actually partnered with a driving school here where they are actually able to take their permit test, get their permit. They actually go through driving classes in that car with the instructor, and then they actually use that car to take their driving test.
The first month they're actually matched with a weekly chat coach. They start setting goals, but they go through all sorts of things like getting connected with a mentor that will hopefully be with them for life. They work on finances and budgeting. They work on transportation, if they need housing. Really just coming alongside them too and asking them what is their dream, what's their heart's desire, and setting them up for reality and setting them up for success as best as we can, obviously through job skills, but and building their resume.
Because so many things are given to them, like taken care of for them while they're in the foster care system, they never really learn until they age out of the foster care system the value of having money and spending it wisely on their needs, because they are released into society with whatever stipends they may have, and then they actually kind of use up all of their money on the things that they want, almost like this freedom, and then they don't know how to use their money for the needs that they have so that they're able to have a roof over their head and they're able to have gas in their gas tank and they're able to have food, nutritious food, and spend their money in a way where the dollar goes the furthest. With hiring some more staff and making some staff changes, we have been able to offer other supports to youth, not only the ones that are in our program that are going through the whole program, but also kids that might just need therapy. We've partnered with In Him Christian Wellness, and they are our therapists that work directly with our youth that are in the program, but they also come out here every Friday night and offer free chats with people that are going through tough times. So, it's this wonderful service that's available to our community.
Also just through giving them kind of a family, because we've all come from backgrounds and experiences where family's been really hard. And so being able to kind of be brothers and sisters to them, and let them know that they're not alone in their journey towards success.
Really, and what we do here at the Crackpot is really share Christ with them. That is my personal foundation of what I stand on and what I base all of my decision making on, and that is the thing that is always consistent in my life. Not in a way that we shove it down their throat, but that we just love them.
There's a lot of stories that stick out to me. I think a lot of the stories that stick out to me are the ones that are still open books.
I would say the biggest thing with all of them is the thing that warms my heart and just, chokes me up every time you hear them say it is that when we have Christmas together or something like that, is that sometimes they'll say things like, this is the best Christmas I had, or you guys are really truly my family. You guys have become my family. There's times where we've had birthday cake and a couple of gifts for them, and they have said this is the best birthday I've ever had. And so those little things are just priceless to hear people say that about us and that we get to be that to them.
A particular person who came into the program and they were doing really well, and I particularly grew an attachment to this person, just wanting to walk alongside of them and kind of walk alongside of them towards freedom. And that particular person is not employed with us at the moment, but they're still reaching out. And I think that for me just kind of reminds me that that's why we do what we do.
There is a lot of things I could share, but I would say in general with some of them, more so than others, but always there's this little bit of a transformation that happens in their life, and this little bit of trust, like kind of breaking down of that wall, and kind of a sigh of relief and a hug that you get that's in a whole different way than it was when they first started, where they just feel safe. We try to keep in touch with them for years, however long they'll let us. So what's really cool is, like, I just last night had a very in-depth kind of like personal conversation with with our very first youth that came through the program. So what's really cool is when they're gone for years, and then you're the one that they call when something exciting happens. You're the one that they call when they're in a crisis situation and they need advice, or they say, hey, can you pray for me? That's what's really cool, is being a part of their life as they get to us, and then moving forward through the rest of it is really fun.